Today's episode is sponsored by SimpliSafe. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of B is for Build. In today's episode, we are working on my pontoon yacht. If you're new to this project, a quick rundown. I dreamt up building this boat on my computer. I found a 2-month time window that we could build it in. We got started by taking multiple sets of different pontoons, cutting some of them in half, welding them to the other ones to make ultra long pontoons. This boat is gonna be 44 feet long. Another key feature is it has a hot tub in the front that is flush mounted with the deck. So we built a massive hot tub enclosure. We connected it all up with stringers. We mounted 500 horsepower of outboard engines to the middle of the back. It's like a rear mid-engine, like a Porsche. And then we built the skeleton of our second level. In today's episode, we are building the other biggest feature of this boat. Most pontoon boats don't have a bathroom. I figured if I'm building a 12-foot wide, 44-foot long pontoon boat that can take all of these people on it, I need to put a bathroom on here. So we are building, with this marine grade plywood behind me, a 3-in-1 unit. It does 3 things. It's a set of stairs, it's a bathroom and changing room, so you have a little bit of privacy on the boat, and it's a bar top as well. Has a sink integrated into it, and a nice little place for food prep. That's what's in store for today's episode. Let's get started. So here's the deal, guys. We are not carpenters. We're far from it. We're gonna try our best. We've educated ourselves on some stuffs, and we'll try and do you proud, but I know a lot of carpenters watch this show. Let us know what we could do better in the comments. I want to show you guys a visualization of this thing we're trying to build before we start building it. So the second level is torn off of this 3D model right now. It is a stair set, which you can see over here. Hey, human for scale. It is a bar top or a countertop, whatever you want to call it right here. And then it widens up in the back to be able to house a toilet and have a little bit of extra room right there to make it a little bit more spacious. On this side, it looks like a big wall, which I'm hoping won't catch too much wind and push us around when we're trying to park the boat, because that'll be difficult. Anyways, so stair set, bar top, changing room, and bathroom. That's what we're gonna try and build. What Kyle and I are gonna do first is take green screen, start to build these stringer sections right here out of 3/4 inch marine grade plywood. This is what the bottom section of one of these stringers looks like. We've got 2 of them cut out, and then we've got a bunch of the 2x4s cut out to do the internal structuring and support stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and Kyle's gonna pre-drill those, and then screw them together so they'll look like boxes basically, or rectangles, support rectangles. And then I do wanna mention, so on stairs, this is the flat part, this is the tread, and then this is the rise. We basically have it switched around from what you would have on a traditional step. Right now we have a 10-inch rise and an 8-inch tread, 8-inch wide tread. You would normally want like about, I don't know, a 7-inch rise and a 10-inch tread. But these ain't no home stairs. We gotta make steep stairs because we gotta quickly get up to that second level. So custom B is for Build, strong, what are these muscles called? Kyle, you know what these muscles are called? Quads? Quadriceps stairs. You gotta have good quads. So this isn't as tall as we need to get. We gotta go even taller. So I'm gonna start working on cutting that second section. Again, these stringers are all out of the 3/4 inch marine grade plywood. So that's one more piece that we gotta go up vertically, and that'll get us to our max height. Hi guys, it's another day. So here's what we got finished out. We got the stringers. Now, one thing I wanted to note too is this is AB plywood. Like I said, we are not carpenters, but I did learn this online. AB plywood, it has an A side, it has a B side. So you wanna make sure that when you're cutting it, that the A side goes on the outside. We are covering all of this with resin, then fiberglass, then gel coat, but we still wanna have the best surface on the outside so we get the smoothest result. Pardon the fans, they have to be running. It is super hot. We've got, I don't know what we're calling these. These are the rectangular supports, let's say. The big old supports. Kyle got 3 of these made. So now we have basically the base structure for the staircase. We're gonna go ahead and assemble that on a nice flat piece of ground. From the side profile, it should look like stairs. From the front, it should look like a tripping hazard. starting to look like steps now. So we measured this. Our height is perfect in line with where we want it for there. If you guys are kind of wondering, the top step is short here, so it fits under and it makes the flooring of the second level our top step. So you walk, 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 and then when you make your last step, it should be the exact same length or height, rise, as the other ones, and then you're on the decking. So we've got this thing together with some just brads right now. We're gonna upgrade to screws in a little bit. Two things that we need to start working on now is cutting the piece that goes back here about another, I don't know, 42 inches. I do know. Then there's a piece that comes out here 19 inches, piece that comes this way a little bit. And also then in the background, it's time to start cutting our steps. So we're gonna be cutting our rise and our tread for each one of these steps. Got the material cut out to build out this back section. We're gonna do that in a second, but we ran out of some other material that we need. So quick hardware store run. While Oscar's out getting some more supplies, Kyle cut out all of the steps. So what he's gonna go ahead and do now is start attaching them and sanding them to be all nice and flush. So you see that we went with 3/4 inch. So it has, it's very firm, and we're not, whoa, it's a little sketch, obviously not put down, but there's not a lot of flex in these steps, which is great. Because we're gonna put fiberglass over it, I don't want that cracking and breaking or anything like that. So really, really sturdy tread. The risers we did out a 1/2 inch because we got a little bit less requirement on that. So we're gonna go ahead now and get those kind of, well, attached to the stringers. We put the wrong board in the right place in the perfect way. Womp. Episode, Oscar and I got these walls on and the kind of 90 degrees. So you're starting to see the shape that we're expecting out of this thing. It makes it just a little bit more cozy. So the toilet kind of goes right in here, right? And so being able to kind of have your arm go around the corner and have that extra space is great. But also, as we round the corner here, you can see it's a necessity to be able to put the bar there, so it kind of flushes up with the whole width of it. So I'm digging this design. We got that wall, these walls in here pretty well. The next thing Oscar's gonna go ahead and do is do the 2x4 framing for the back section. So there's about, I wanna say it's 25-inch width door that goes right here on the right side. So it's kind of a straight shot into the bathroom. And then we have a frame. So there's gonna be a frame, a wall part over here with a big opening for a door, and then the door will attach here and hinge out like this. And so while Oscar's working on that frame, I'm gonna work on starting the framing for the bar. So that kind of comes out of here and tapers in like that and kind of connects all in like that. Oscar got the floorboard cut out, which we weren't planning on doing yet, but we had to get the floor underneath the frame. So Oscar went ahead and cut the floor, which is nice, squares all the angles up, and that fit in really nicely. And then he did the door frame as well, comes around here. Well, it's just kind of like the back frame, and the door's about half of this. So that is awesome, got that done. While he was doing that, I went ahead and got these two weirdly tapered pieces ready up for the bar top. So this one stacks on top of that one, kind of elevated. So for the next pieces, Oscar's gonna box in the top here by creating a lid piece. I'm gonna cut probably 3 2x4s, I think is gonna be the game plan, to support the front of this, and they're gonna like run vertically. And then that'll get us our supports for the bar ready, and I can get these things started to get screwed into the box. Dark bathroom. Not as fun. We're gonna have to put a light on here. Oscar's got the roof all on there. You can see we got some mild overlap. That's not a problem. Sorry about the fans. It's really hot in here. We got some mild overlap. That'll get sanded out. It's not an issue. Coming around here, we're getting ready to install the bar top, or the support for the bar top. To do that, the bar top has to screw into the actual plywood all the way across here, because it attaches into here, which is, if you think on the inside of this wall, that's bathroom. If you think about the inside of this wall, that's storage. So we're gonna cut out this window to be able to access the rest of the storage more easily from the front of the bar. So we'll open some cabinet doors and be able to get into here and then access this storage. Also, any wood that we can cut out here makes it lighter, so that's good. So there's a million lines on here, but we know which ones to cut on. And we're gonna go ahead and cut that window out, peel it off of the 2x4s underneath it, and then we'll be ready to attach our bar supports. We cut hole. Let's install bar. We've got our bar frame in. It is really nice, and it's level. It's level this way. It's level this way. It's super strong, so we're ready to start kind of skinning that in. We're thinking about which materials to use and how to stay as lightweight as possible. Weight has been a big topic of this thing, and since it's a new day, every day we have to pick this thing up and we have to move it over here so we can. But yeah, by the way, we have no idea how we're going to lift it onto the boat, but we have to move it over here so we can get it out of the way for cars to come in and stuff. So we've been really wondering, how heavy are we getting? And I think we're doing pretty good. But since it's a new day, we brought in our scales from the other shop. We're gonna go ahead and put one of these scales on each of the corners and weigh this thing out right now. Before we get down to it, I want to take a second out to thank our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by SimpliSafe. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Shortly after I first started YouTubing, one day I walked out to see both of my cars up on blocks. It was a terrible day, and after that I decided to get SimpliSafe. Years later, when the bad guys came back, it ended in a different result. SimpliSafe is comprehensive security for the whole home, with advanced sensors and cameras to detect things from break-ins or floods or fire and more. And with SimpliSafe's 24/7 live guard protection, SimpliSafe's agents act within 5 seconds of being alerted, rapidly assessing the situation and taking immediate steps to ensure your family's safety. I've had them personally contact me before from situations at the shop, and let me tell you, it gives me a lot of peace of mind and a lot of good feelings that we keep our property and ourselves protected. Let me show you my system here at home. This is my base station. It does the talking to you, and you know when it's glowing blue that your system is armed. I like to keep my keypad right here next to the door. And then I also use their automatic door lock. This has a keypad on the other side. You just press in the keys. It's really nice if I want to let anybody in my house, or I can do it remotely as well. And I've got the indoor camera right here. And I really love their outdoor cameras. I have one here watching my cars, and I have some at the shop as well. Let me show you. This is a SimpliSafe app. It's great. It's looking at the shop right now. You can tell the system is armed in a way because I'm at home. And I can watch and even hear all of my cameras and see what's going on inside the shop. And I use their professional monitoring plan, and it costs less than $1 a day. That is half the cost of a traditional home security system. I've used SimpliSafe for over 5 years, and I love how well SimpliSafe keeps me and my property protected. It's very important to me. I have it here at my house. I have it at my shop. I have it at the other shop. I'm not gonna be anywhere without it. Save 20% off your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for a Fast Protect monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplisafe.com/BSforBuild to customize yours. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Let's get back to it. Great success so far. We are at 332 pounds for this structure as it stands right now. I want to keep this thing under 700 pounds. I think that would be a really good number to try and stand her. And I think we are definitely on track to stay in there. So 700 pounds is how much I budgeted out to have, weight-wise sitting on the boat right there. I think we're on great track. So the next thing that we got to do is start working on the pieces of wood here. But now every piece of wood that we're cutting from here on out has a door in it. And doors are a little bit hard to engineer from scratch and stuff like that. But we will figure our way through it one way or another. So big piece right here with a window in it there. Piece right there. Window in it right there. Big old bathroom door frame. Goes all the way around here with a 27-inch door landing right there. Oscar's got the door frame for the back done, the back bathroom. Kyle's got the first cabinet door frame and skin for this guy done. And then these are beveled edges, so he's working on getting the bevels and those knocked out. I'm gonna jump in here and play with the router a little bit because that's just a fun tool. And what that's gonna let us do is there's a little, you can see there's a little overhang right here. That's just gonna flush us up across here because the router follows the flat surface of this and cuts anything that isn't level to the flat surface of this. Gonna do that and straighten out these steps a little bit everywhere around the edges that I can. And then I'm probably gonna get a rounding bit for the router and then round some of these edges as well. And while I'm doing that, Kyle's gonna keep working on the doors and Oscar's gonna work on an actual opening door over here. I got some hinges, I got some door opening latch handle, a door handle, bunch of cool stuff. Gonna build a door right here. Our stairs have been rowdied. Looks a lot nicer. Nice little rounded corners here. I'm coming in next with the wood putty, wood filler. It's Bondo for wood. Gonna put that in any of the little holes, any of the little cracks, anything that we wanna fill up before we move on to resin and fiberglass. Kyle got the doors cut in for right here and right here. So those are our two doors for underneath the bar area. He's working with the hinges. We're using cabinet hinges because these are not far from cabinetry. I guess it's just heavy duty cabinetry. So we're going in right there with those guys. 1, 2, and then we'll do the same for over there. And that'll get these things hinging on here. These are really nice, like soft close hinges, and they'll actually, you know, for a boat, they're gonna be really good because they're gonna help keep the doors shut rather than like a traditional hinge. But on top of that, we are gonna have like a latching locking mechanism because I don't want people getting in my stuff. And finally, Oscar's been working on this door. We've got a door. It's got a really nice door frame. It's very lightweight, which is great, and it's a really good door. There's a little bit of drama between the door latch and the blah, 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 because this is for an RV, and RV doors are really different, so we've been trying to make it work. We're just gonna have to add a little piece right here on the outside. We're gonna try and make it as elegant as we can, and that'll be our receiver trunk, and then we're ready to bolt this guy into the stairs bar bathroom combo. We've got doors. So this door is ready. It's ready to be hinged in here. We're not going to do that right now though, because we have a whole finishing process before all that. But anyways, that door is ready to rock right there. We've got our cabinet doors right here. I love these things. They are nice open, and then they have soft close, which is good. The next step for this is we need to get everything ready to be coated in resin. That is the first step of the waterproofing process. This is marine grade plywood, but you still don't want to have it bare, open to the elements. So before we start with our resin on this thing, we need to get everything as smoothed out as we can. So we're gonna go ahead and do those final little bits, basically everything before the bar top, which we will show you before this episode is over. So we're gonna get our holes in the doors for our latches done. We're gonna start filling in those back holes. We're gonna sand down our wood filler and give our second layer of wood filler. We're gonna router these doors. We're gonna get everything so it's ready for resin. All right, we've got our doors routed and our wood filler all sanded up. Now we're on to the last piece of the puzzle, which is the bar top. Now, there is a lot of things that go into consideration when selecting the bar top material. You've got a few different types of bar tops. Most of them have a particle board core and either a Formica surface or a veneer surface over the top of them. That's not gonna work for this. It'd be terrible for a marine application. You've got ones that are purely synthetic. That would be good, but I couldn't get my hands on any of them. And then we actually kind of came all the way around to, how about solid wood butcher block? So this is some unfinished butcher block, and it's acacia, I believe. And I saw some pictures of this stained with a dark stain on it, like an actual black stain, and I really, really like the look. It's moderately priced as well. It doesn't really break the bank. I think this was about $250 for the whole piece. And we're gonna go ahead and run with this. The game plan is we are going to epoxy it, and so it'll have a full layer of epoxy. We'll stain it first, let the stain set in, and then epoxy it. So in the long run, this is gonna be covered in gel coat, so it'll be a gray color, and that'll be contrasting with a black natural wood color with an epoxy finish on it, and I think it's gonna look really good. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is cut it into shape. We've got to take a little bit off this side right here, and then it gets cut short there. To follow the bar, we're gonna do a 2-inch overhang all the way around. We'll cut it to shape, we'll router the corners, and we should be ready for the epoxy on it. All right, the guy's got the butcher block, bar top, all cut to size. Everything's looking great there. So there's 2 more steps to this piece individually. Is one, we're gonna be cutting out a hole for the sink, and that's gonna go somewhere about there. But then also we're gonna stain it, and then, well, it'll get epoxied. So I guess that's a 3rd step. Then I think the traditional installation method for a countertop like that would be gluing it down. Actually, people use adhesive, I'm pretty sure. So that'll be like funk, glued down on there. And then every wood piece here gets covered in resin first, and let the resin kind of soak into the wood and let it be absorbed by the wood. Then it gets scuffed up. Then we do a layer of resin fiberglass, and then we're going to do a layer of gel coat on everything. So everything, and that's inside and out, and everything's going to be very, very well protected from the elements. Even though this is marine grade plywood, we're going to keep it really nice and safe so it will last the lifetime of this boat. I actually think kind of the way that we built it so damn strong, it's probably going to last longer than the boat, if we're being realistic here. So this thing clocked in at, I can't really remember, 300 and something pounds before we added doors and stuff. We really want to see what it looks like on the boat. So we're gonna wrestle it in over here, and then we're gonna try and push it on right there. This will probably be the only time it goes on the boat without a forklift. Let's give it a try. Hope your backs are feeling strong, guys. How cool is this? It's so exciting to see our first piece of furniture on here because it's like from rendering to reality in a week. We built this thing. It is our bathroom. I mean, it's not much of a bathroom right now, obviously, because we don't have the sink and the toilet in there, but it's our room for our bathroom stuff, our bar top, our storage, our area to put our portable power unit thingy, and our stair set to go up to the second level. So this bar gets moved back a little bit. It gets trimmed right there, and basically a hole gets cut out of the second floor for you to walk up, and you just walk up the stairs here. Doot, doot, doot. By the second stair, you're looking at the second level, and then you go up and enjoy the second level. It's a I'm not like afraid of heights, but I am really high up at this point. Slightly wobbly as well. Oh, that's the frame. Very, very exciting, very cool piece of this project that is done. Anyways, and then you would walk back down. You'll probably grab onto the railing that'll be right about here, tuck your head under, and then you're there. And for people that said, what about people that fall down the stairs and then hit the controls on the console for the driver? There's a seat in the way, so that won't happen. Also, don't fall down the stairs. Speaking of getting out on the water, the 4th of July is right around the corner, and we, sunk a boat earlier this year. And it didn't finish the full-on restoration, so that's what's going to be in the next episode. We're going to get that boat 100% done, buttoned up, back as good as it was ever before, and out on the water for the 4th of July. At least that's the game plan. We've got about like 3 working days from now, but I think we're going to be able to pull it off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our future episodes, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace!